This is American Dreams Superior Conversations. I'm Sam Mewis with the Women's Game, and I am so excited to introduce our guest today. It's the incredible Jenna Nighswonger. Jenna is an outside back for Team USA at this summer's Olympics. She plays her club football for Gotham FC, where she won Rookie of the Year last year, starting 17 games and helping her club to its first NWSL championship. This series is made possible by our great friends at Michelob Ultra, Superior Light Beer. From Huntington Beach, California, Jenna Nighswonger, welcome to the Women's Game.
Hey, thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
Jenna, you were just telling me that you have been a fan of Men in Blazers for a really long time. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so my dad and I would watch Premier League growing up like just every weekend. And when the Men in Blazers came out with their show, I think it was like Monday nights, it just quickly became something also that we had to watch. And just like fell in love with the show, like couldn't miss an episode. And he ended up, I guess they came out with this jersey, this Men in Blazers jersey. My dad actually like surprised me with it one year for Christmas.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just, I can't believe I'm on like this show right now because I just grew up like loving Men in Blazers. It's just like such a crazy experience.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. Well, I am so excited to have you here. When I was researching for your interview, I found out that you were selected as the 4th overall pick in the 2023 NWSL draft. And Jenna, I was drafted 4th too.
Okay, perfect.
So we're like kind of twins and like I hope best friends. Okay, I am really excited to talk to you today because I've been a big fan ever since you entered the league last year. What I really love about watching you play is how you're actually like the most dangerous defender I think I've seen in a long time. Like I feel like you're on the field as a defender, but you're actually so involved and you contribute so positively to the attack. So I want to hear a little bit about what position you grew up playing. Are you familiar with being a defender?
No. My first national team camp, U14, I was actually a left back. And I very quickly got cut and then got brought back in as left back, very quickly got cut again. So I was like, I grew up playing the 10, like, or really any position in the midfield. So I think just because I was left footed, like I got put sometimes at left back in youth camps, but only for like 1 year. And then they were like, okay, we need to put this girl in the middle. But yeah, I only started playing left back last year. But I've spoken a lot about this, but I really hated left back at first and then just learned to like embrace it and go with it. And now I really, truly love it. And I think it's so fun. I think as the game is progressing, outside backs are becoming more important in the attack. So I think it's fun to just have that role and be involved also in the defense.
Yeah. Well, you seem like such a natural at it. And again, you just bring this like really attacking oriented mindset to the position, which I find to be so effective for the national team and for Gotham. Would you say you like identify as a defender now?
Yes, I guess so. But I would use the term like defender loosely. I think playing like outside back, I am a defender, but I think first and foremost, I have to be a defender in that position, but I do like, and I find it so fun to get involved in the attack whenever I can.
Yeah. Well, you're doing such a great job. You quickly found your way onto the national team last year, getting your first cap in a game last December in a game against China. What was it like for you to get called up to the senior team for the first time? And how did you then feel stepping onto the field for your first cap?
I was so excited to get called into camp. I like remember exactly where I was. Like called my
mom.
Where
were you?
I was in New York City, and I think we had an event after like winning the championship or something. So I was already in the city. I was just walking around and I got an email and I was like, oh my God, it's happening. Like I actually got invited. I was so excited. And I don't know, like going into camp and getting my first cap, it was like so much fun. And I don't know, I felt like the team was very welcoming, like very quickly, like Lynn and Mitch helped like with the transition so much. And it was just so exciting. And yeah, I don't know. It's like hard to describe, but I mean, you know how it feels.
I know, it's surreal. I think when you I remember like I got like a weird text I just got invited to go train with the team because I was in LA and so were they. And I was kind of like is this real? Like, is this person qualified to be asking me to go to this training? But it was so exciting. And now to think how far you've come in just the last few months, like it's been so incredible to see your journey. And I'm sure that feeling that you're talking about was just magnified when you made your first tournament roster recently, being named to the 18-person squad for this summer's Paris Olympics. So can you talk to us about what it was like to get that phone call that you had made the roster?
It was so exciting. I think like once I saw the number, I didn't have like the number saved, but I saw like the Chicago, Illinois ID and I was like, oh my God, it's happening. I hope. Let's see what she says. But
wait, so was Emma just calling you from like a house phone, like from like an office phone?
I think from her mobile phone that she had sent out weeks ago, but I never saved it. So I was like, well, if I get a random phone call, like it's going to be Emma. So I'll just answer it no matter what today. But I was like so nervous for the day. So I was like, all my friends were just going to go to the beach and I'm just going to try to relax or else I would be pacing my apartment. Yeah. And it was like perfect timing because I was on the way home from the beach and I had like a couple of my friends in the car. And yeah, it was just like so exciting, that phone call.
Oh my gosh, that is so, I know, it's like the best phone call ever. Did you save Emma's number after that?
I didn't even think about it. I was so excited celebrating.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, that's probably going to be your homework after this is to go in your little phone and save her number.
Okay, good idea.
Speaking of Emma, Emma is new to the team, but it seems like she's off to such a positive start. Your first two friendlies against South Korea were really impressive and fun to watch. And I just feel this sense of like renewed energy around the team. So I want to know what you've liked most about playing for Emma so far.
I think the thing I've liked the most is just her attention to detail. I think we've really only had like one and a couple days of camp together, one camp and a couple days of this camp together. And I just love how much like coaching she does. I think it's so helpful. And I think I've already learned so much from her. And it's just like so exciting to have a coach that detail oriented, because I think that's really like what you need to succeed and be great at this level. And I think I always have like so much to learn in that position. So whatever she says to me, like I'm just very excited to grow. And I think the team is also so bought into it as well that it's like really exciting.
Yeah, I know. I feel, and again, I'm on the outside, but I feel like there's almost this kind of sense of freedom under Emma. Like it doesn't seem from the outside that this group is maybe feeling some of the pressures that they were feeling last summer at the World Cup. It's a little bit of a younger squad. The team actually just got moved down to 5th in the FIFA rankings. And I just sense this like freedom and focus is really taking shape within your team. And I'm curious if that's how you feel, or if to you it still feels like there's a lot of pressure going into this big tournament.
I think one of the I guess nice things is I wasn't really at the World Cup, so I don't have so much of like, I don't feel the pressure and I don't really know how everyone else is feeling like the pressure coming off of the World Cup. But I think with Emma, speaking on like the style of play, you had said in like the sense of freedom, she's really encouraging on like how we want to play soccer. Like she encourages mistakes and she says like, we're learning still, we're going to make mistakes, it's going to happen, but at least try it. And I think in the South Korea games, you could see that the ideas were there. And I think that the more chemistry and the more we play together, the more it's going to gel together. And I don't know, I'm just like really excited for what we're going to look like at the Olympics.
I know, I'm excited too. I have been thinking a lot about some of you like younger and like newer players on the team. And I think that when I was first on the national team, it actually took me like a long time to be able to say out loud, I'm on the US women's national team, because it always feels like it could kind of slip away. But making a roster like is the biggest, I think, help with feeling like, okay, I really am officially on this team right now. I had like tons of camps where I didn't dress for games. I sat in the stands, I cried in the shower, or I like played out of position because I literally was just there as an extra body. But then when I look at a player like you, you've come in, you've been asked to play a ton of minutes, you've been starting all year, and it's been not that long of a time. So does that give you so much confidence that I showed up in camp and I'm ready to go and play and contribute real minutes for this team. Like, what have you experienced emerging onto the team?
I feel like it has happened really fast. So it is hard. I think I feel like the same thing where I'm like, yeah, I'm on the national team, but I'm not totally on the national team, if that makes sense. Like, I still feel like
Hey, I mean, you are totally on the national team, but I like know how it feels also to hear that. And you're kind of like, yeah, well, we'll see. But like, you're on an 18 player roster. Like, a lot of us think you'll start. It's like so incredible. And so just talk a little bit about, you've been asked to do so much so quickly. Does that give you confidence in yourself as a player?
Yeah, I think it does give a lot of confidence. I think it's just like balancing the nerves with the excitement and like trying to just have confidence and take it one day at a time. Right now, I'm just really trying to work on locking down like that position and doing well like these next 2 games, and not really trying to think too much about the Olympics, because I am kind of like an overthinker. I think like I think into the future too much. So I'm really just trying to like stay present and do good now, and then worry about the Olympics like once we're on that flight to Marseille. But I think the past few months, like coming in and starting my second cap and everything that's happened, like playing the Gold Cup and the She Believes, it has given me the confidence that I do belong here and I can do good things for this team. So it's also exciting.
Yeah. Has your life changed a lot?
I don't think so. No.
Does it strike you like, are you a lot busier than maybe you were last year?
I think it's just the transitioning to international duty has been a bit of an adjustment, just because I'm used to last year I would have the 3 days off and I had the 10-day break and everything. So I mean, I say this like with gratitude, but playing a lot of minutes for the national team the past couple of months, and then playing a lot of minutes for my club, is just doing everything I can to stay on top of my recovery and nutrition and everything. I think that's like become so much more important this past couple of months.
So zooming out, we're going into the Olympics. I want to know, like, what does the Olympics mean to you? Like, would you watch the Olympics a lot as a kid? What sports would you watch? And how are you thinking about like, you're like an Olympian?
Yeah, I don't know. I would watch the Olympics growing up, of course. Like, I'd watch the national team. And then I would watch whatever kind of was on TV.
Yeah, like so you'd watch soccer.
Yeah, and I love to watch skiing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I used to ski with my family a lot, so that's why I was like, if I wasn't in the Olympics for soccer, maybe I would do the like speed racing, but probably not.
Wow. Wait, so Huntington Beach, California, but you'd go skiing a lot.
Yeah, there was a mountain called Mount Baldy, like an hour away.
Wow.
Yeah. I think
Okay,
I was
so
skiing
cool.
since I was like this tall.
Oh my gosh, I have never been skiing.
You should go. It's actually really fun.
And I'm like from Massachusetts, where like people ski all the time. That
No
is so
excuse.
funny. I know, I have no excuse. What are you, when you think about the Olympics, what are you most excited to experience?
I think just being there and like really realizing that I'm at the Olympics. I don't think it's hit me yet. It was funny. My mom, when I told my mom I got invited, she was like, "You're an Olympian." I was like, "I haven't gone yet." So just don't, please knock on wood. But it is so crazy. Like, I think just being there and really realizing and like soaking it all in, that I'm at the Olympics and playing that first game, I think is going to be really exciting. I'm thinking that's when it's going to hit me, is like when we're warming up for the game.
Yeah, that's when it hit me at the World Cup, at least, was actually during the national anthem, when I was like, oh my God, okay, like nothing can go wrong at this point. Like, I'm here and I'm going to play in this game, and literally not like we're seconds away from it starting. And now I feel like I finally made it. So it definitely does hit you, and like try to enjoy it when it happens. It's like such a special feeling. And I always refer back to that moment. Like, anytime I get asked what was the best moment from the World Cup or any part of my career, it was realizing at the World Cup that like I was there and I was going to play. So you'll just remember it forever. It's really, really special. I was always struck at the world tournaments that I went to with the national team, not to scare you, but by just how quickly it could be over. And I think that knowing what training is like with the US women's national team, that's what really prepares you for those moments. So US women's national team training has such high stakes. Like you feel like you're under somebody's watchful eye all the time. You're competing for a spot. You're competing to get on the field. And I was so thankful for being exposed to that environment because in the tournament, nothing is guaranteed. So I want to know how you feel like training with the national team has prepared you for high pressure moments that will come up at the Olympics.
I think with the national team, everyday training is just so challenging in the best way. It's you kind of have to get better every day and learn because everyone else is as well. And the competition is just so good that when we're playing 11v11, I know with like full certainty that I'm going against some of the best forwards in the world. So I think playing against that, I mean, you're obviously going to get better. And I think that helps so much go into games and have that confidence that you've been training against really good people. So you'll be able to go against these really good people in the game.
Yeah, definitely. Well, so I think something else that must give you so much confidence is your club play and the success that you've had so quickly with Gotham. You won NWSL Rookie of the Year, and then your team won the NWSL Championship last season in 2023. What do you think it was about your first season with Gotham that set you up for success so well?
I think it was just the people that surrounded me every day in training. Like I've spoken about this so much, but having Kelly, Kristen Edmonds, Ali Krieger, I mean, I think I was just like spoiled with really good players. And they were always helping me, giving me advice, I think like every day, because I was kind of a deer in headlights when I came into left back. I remember the first game, my eyes were like this wide the whole time because I was like so nervous playing against Angel City. But they were just so helpful and they instilled so much confidence in me. They helped me learn so much. And playing next to Ali Krieger in the games was just incredible. I mean, she's such an amazing player and she has so much experience that anything she said to me, I was just like so grateful for. And I also was going up against Midge, I think every training. And I learned so much from that because she's such a talented player. And I mean, I got burned so many times, but because of that, like I learned so much about my positioning and 1v1 defending and stuff. So I think that training just helped me grow so quickly.
That's really incredible to hear. I imagine that training is still one of the most valuable parts of your development. I mean, some of your teammates who are also on your U.S. Women's National Team, Rose Lavelle, Lynn Williams, Crystal Dunn, Emily Sonnet, Tierna Davidson, like your roster at Gotham is so incredible. How have things felt like they've started to come together over the course of this first half of the season?
Yeah, they've come along. It started off a little, I don't think we had like the best start to the season. I know there was a lot of exterior pressure on like how we were going to do, and we had some injuries, but I think as the season's gone on, we've really started to gel and we've had moments in the game where I'm kind of like watching us play out of the back or the forwards connect with the midfield. And I'm like, okay, wow, we're really starting to gel together. And you can see that we're starting to understand each other and play this 1-2 touch soccer. That's really exciting.
Yeah, it's been so fun to watch your team come together. I think there were a lot of changes in the offseason, but as everybody's gotten integrated, you guys are playing such great soccer and it's been really fun to watch. I think especially because so many of my friends are on your team.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys are kind of like the US Women's National Team, like light, like you just have so many of you there at Gotham. And I'm wondering if you think that chemistry you're creating at Gotham will translate onto the field at the Olympics.
I'm hoping. I think it's so nice to get to play with all of those players and they all have so much experience that it's so great. And I feel so fortunate to play next to Tierna every day and learn from her. I mean, she's just like wise beyond her years and she's such a good player. So I'm like really grateful for that. I think when Ali Krieger left, there was these like huge shoes to fill in that position. And I remember talking to Yael about that. I was like, I really feel like we need to get like a good left center back, and getting Tierna Davidson, I just like don't think you could have done better. So I think that's like so exciting. And it's just, I'm so excited to play next to her. And I think also kind of like what you were saying before, how we have a lot of national team players now. I think a lot of questions I get was like, oh, how did the chemistry off the field change? But I think everyone we picked up are just like such great human beings that it hasn't changed off the field chemistry at all. And I think they've only added to the team so much.
Oh, that's incredible. Gotham also picked up Ann-Katrin Berger, who will be going to the Olympics as a goalkeeper for Germany. Was there any like smack talk at Gotham because you guys will be playing each other?
No, but we had some PKs and we were like,
oh my God.
Yeah, we were like, Anne, don't watch, please.
Did she watch?
Yeah, she watched.
Do you think she was taking notes?
I don't know, but I mean, we were kind of practicing like both directions, so we'll see how it goes. But it was like, I cannot practice.
No, I know.
And she can't not be there. So it was just like a weird situation. But yeah, I mean, she was joking with me. She was like, oh, I'm just going to tell them to go down the left side. And I was like, all right, well, we'll see what happens.
Oh my gosh, that is so stressful. When I played for the Courage, Steph LeBay was our goalkeeper, and she obviously played for Canada. And so I had the same kind of situation before world tournaments. I'd be like, you guys need to make her like go inside. Like, I don't want her to watch me do this.
Yeah.
That is really, really funny. Okay, a couple more questions, Jenna. So your Wikipedia page, I only do the most top tier research for this.
Of course.
It says that you were especially known for scoring Olympico goals in college at Florida State. That's where you scored directly from a corner kick. You just like shoot it right in the goal. Do you think we'll see an Olympico attempt at the Olympics?
I don't think so. Yeah, I think in college sometimes I was like, all right, like let's just try it and see what happens.
Yeah. Like how many times?
I've done it like 3 times. I mean, it's not like I did it like 10 times. It was just 3 times, but
3 times is pretty good.
Yeah. If I do it in the Olympics, like let's note now that was an accident for sure. I'm definitely not.
No.
Go
I will say I talked to her about this and she said it was on purpose. Okay, so I also saw, Jenna, that you donated money to breast cancer research with the NIL money that you got from your college jersey sales. Breast cancer has also affected my family. So I wanted to ask you about your experience and the advocacy that you feel like you're doing, if you're comfortable sharing that.
Yeah. So with the NIL deal, I think it was like fans from Florida State buying my jersey, and that's how I would make the revenue. And I thought, like, what a great way. I don't necessarily like need all the money that I was thankfully like getting. And so it was October. So my mom came up with the idea of maybe just donating some to Breast Cancer Research Fund. I think that's what it's called. And, my mom and my dad's grandma both had breast cancer. I've had like a lot of people in my family have breast cancer. So I thought it was such a great place to like donate money to. And I know it affects so many people. So I just wanted to give back.
That's amazing. That's really awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. So you're heading into your first Olympics. Before you get there, the national team has a couple of send-off games coming up. What would you say your mindset is as you head into these last 2 games before you head off to the Olympics for the first time?
I think just preparing myself for the Olympics and the game, trying to execute what Emma wants from us and adapting to that new style of play. And I think working on the defending part, because with every coach, there's going to be little nuances to the defensive structure and everything. And I want to make sure that I feel confident in that going into the Olympics. So really like honing in on that. And then coming out with, I think especially against Mexico, having lost against them in February or March, whenever that was, getting a win against them. And I'm excited because it's at the Red Bull Arena.
Oh yeah, your home stadium.
Yes.
And it'll be a nice rematch against Mexico.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what an exciting game. Okay. Looking way ahead, Jenna, the next Summer Olympics are in LA in 2028. I know it's crazy to ask you to think that far ahead right now, but how much would that mean to you to compete for the US at home in 2028?
I didn't even know they were in LA. That is exciting news. I mean, that would be so exciting. I just think it would be cool to have like all my friends and family there. A lot of my family is going out to Paris, and I think that's so exciting. But to have it in LA would just be so incredible, like to feel at home. And I don't know, that would just be so much fun.
I know you would be like drowning in ticket requests.
Yeah, I feel like buy your own tickets. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Well, Jenna's family, heads up, like it's a long way away, so you have plenty of time now. But I guess focusing on one Olympics at a time is also okay.
Yeah.
Well, Jenna, it has been so fun getting to know you. I am definitely going to be cheering for you this summer, as I usually am. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. It's been fun.
Yeah, it's been really fun. Okay, good luck.